Hey, good morning, guys. Well, this channel will teach you about the basics about the DOS command. Okay, so what I have done here is I have started out a command prompt. So how do you start a command prompt? Basically, you just need to click on the magnifying glass and type CMD, and you will be able to bring out the command prompt as to what you are seeing over here. Okay, as to DOS command, basically is actually the behind bolts and nuts in interfacing the CLICS, the graphic user interface that you are having in the Windows Explorer. For example, you may be pulling and dragging a file to a folder. So that is equivalent to like running a DOS command at the background. Okay, so DOS commands are usually quite useful. They are meant for a lot of scripting work. So before we move on to the scripting work, perhaps we can take a look at some basic maneuvers of the DOS command. Okay, so over here you can see that I'm now in my D drive. Okay, so I can do a directory. Okay, /W. I will be able to see all the folders that I'm currently having. And if I want to find out about what are the commands that are available for me, I can simply just type help, and I will be able to see the commands that are available for me to execute, okay, in the command prompt. All right, and each of these commands, there is a specific information over here, just like I have executed dir. Okay, it will display a list of files and directory in or subdirectory in a folder. Okay, or they call that a directory. Okay, in command prompt in Windows graphic user interface is called a folder. All right. So with that, I can do a bit more by knowing how can I further understand about the parameters of the command. Okay, by typing in help dir. Okay, so with the help dir, I will be able to see the information for this command. Okay, which is what I just shown you. And other than that, you will be able to see a series of parameters. Okay, switches that you can apply on, basically on what types of favors that do you want. For example, I have issued a directory /W. So /W actually gives us a viewing of the list of files or subdirectories, okay, in a folder, okay, and using a wide format, okay, a wide format. So this is how you get to know about the commands that you are using, okay, or you need to use in the DOS command prompt. So for example, okay, I can create a new folder by issuing a command. Okay, so how do I create a new folder? Okay, assume I'm a newbie, I do not know, so I type help. Okay, and then I can scroll through a series of the command here. Okay, and for my case, I know that make directory creates a directory or creates a folder. Okay, so in this case, I just type mkdir. Okay, and perhaps I may want to create the folder called test. And then, okay, if it's executed without any error, you will be directed to the prompt immediately. And if I do a dir, okay, /W, okay, I should be able to see the folder that I have just created, and it's called test. So this is the file. All right, so this is the folder. Okay, and inside the folder, all right, I want to see whether if there's any files inside. Simply, I have to change from my current directory into this test directory. Do note that at the current position, right here, okay, this is called the root directory. This is called the root directory. Okay, so this is the root directory of my D drive. Okay, so if I want to go into the test folder or the test directory, okay, in the Explorer, I will just do double click. Okay, but in DOS command, I will have to type a command called cd. cd stands for change directory. Okay, so cd. So let's look at cd. Yeah, so this one, okay, changes the current directory. Okay, changes the current directory. So over here, I just do a cd space, okay, test. I will be able to go into that directory that I have just created. And from there, I issue a directory, okay. I wouldn't be able to see any files inside because I haven't created any files inside. But just to confirm that, so a directory will display all the files, okay, or any subdirectories within that directory. So if I type in dir command, all right, in test, there is nothing inside, okay. But what you see here, a dot and two dot, okay. Later I will explain in the next episode what does it mean, okay. One dot and two dot, okay, that will have more to do with relative path, okay. So at this point of time, you will not be seeing any files, okay. And if I want to get out of this directory, I can just cd, okay, space dot dot, okay. Dot dot will come out of the current directory to the earlier directory that I am at that position. So if I were to execute now, I should be able to come out from the test directory and go into the root directory, and there it goes. Yeah, okay. So you see that. So I successfully shown you first of all, how do we launch a command prompt, okay, in the Windows environment. And from there, I have shown you the help command, which will show you a list of commands that are available for you to try out, okay. And finally, we created, okay, a test directory, okay, as what we shown here, the test directory, okay. And with that, we went into the directory by using cd, change directory, okay. cd space test, okay, cd space test. Then we went into the directory. We show you another command called dir, okay, which is to show any files or folders or subfolders within the directory, okay. And finally, we come out of the directory and back into the root drive again. Okay, this is a very simple exercise of familiarizing yourself with the DOS command. Okay, in the next few more video, okay, I will be doing a bit more complicated commands. Okay, but before we go off, perhaps we can try another command. Can we rename our test directory that we have created? Okay, so let's check it out. In rename the directory, okay, is rename, okay, but we can always check it out. Okay, rendir also can help, okay, command on what are the commands we can use. All right, so we can see we can rename files or files. We can type in the full name called rename, which is also having the same effect. Okay, we can replace files, we can remove the directory. So I'm going to try using ren to rename a directory. Okay, so over here I'm going to put in, okay, ren space test. Okay, and we will put it to test 1, 2, 3. Okay, and see whether what will happen. Okay, so one is executed. I will be changing the directory for test into test 1, 2, 3, and we can check it out using directory /w. Okay, if I omit the /w, basically it will come out in a vertical format. Okay, so you may see that. So now you see my directory test has now become test 1, 2, 3. Okay, so in this test 1, 2, 3, okay, I'm going to go in again to recap what we have just done. Test 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we have gone in. Okay, so in here we're going to create something. Maybe we can create a file. Okay, so in creating a file in a DOS command, okay, there will be some another command that will be involved in the Windows graphic user interface. We just create a new file, then we will create a new file, give it a name. Okay, so over here I'm going to show you how we can create a file. Okay, I'm going to copy I'm going to create a file using a command called copy console. Okay, that will be taking in whatever information I have when I type in the monitor, in the console monitor, and then create the file. So I'll type copy on, okay, the file name which I'm going to create within this directory, okay, or the folder. I will call that abc.txt. Okay, so copy console, create a file, okay, called abc.txt. Once I enter it, okay, the prompt will not go to the completion yet because it's waiting to receive, okay, whatever input that I'm going to put into the console. So I'm going to type in, there is a fox jumps over the fence. All right, so once I've done that, I press Ctrl Z, finish, and the file is copied. So when I issue the directory command again within the folder or directory, I should be able to see the file that I have just created using copycon command, which is to copy the content from the console and then name it as abc.txt. So let's just verify that. Yep, so it's already created abc.txt, okay, and it's 40 bytes and it's shown here. All right, can I actually see the content of the file using the DOS command? Okay, well, you have another command in the DOS, okay, command called the typed, type. Okay, so that will bring out the contents in the file. Okay, so can we just verify that? If you want to verify a command to see whether if it does exactly what you wanted, okay, you just type help command, okay, and enter. Okay, and you see that it actually displays the content of a text file or file. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type, okay, abc.txt, and that should display the content of the file that I have just created. That there is a fox that jumps over the fence. Okay, so that's done. Okay, now with that, I would like to further give you a few more basic commands in the DOS command prompt. Okay, so I can actually move the file, okay, move this file into the root directory, okay, of the D drive. So by issuing a move command, okay, so I can type move move, okay. So, well, I don't know how am I going to move it. What will be the syntax? So what am I going to do with it? I'm going to type help move, and it will show me the syntax. Okay, so move is to move, okay, something from the current position to the destination. Okay, so I can do a move abc.txt, okay, to D drive, okay, to D drive root directory slash. So that will move my abc.txt to the root drive. So I'm going to see whether we do that. And it says one file move. So when it has moved the file, okay, it's not copy. The move command is similar to your Windows cut and paste. Okay, so I won't be seeing the file inside my current directory anymore. Let's take a check. Okay, yep, it's totally gone. And remember the command that I used to go out to the Pyre directory. Okay, cd space dot dot. Okay, that will jump out of the current directory to the Pyre directory. Enter. This is what happened. So it went into the root directory. So I'm going to try directory /w. I should be able to see the abc.txt, which is here. So it has moved my file, okay, from here, okay, from the test123 to the root directory. Okay, another command which is commonly or popularly used is the copy command. Okay, so the copy command will create another copy, okay, of the file, okay, into the destination folder. So I'm going to copy abc.txt, all right, to my directory which I had created called test123. Okay, so in order to put or copy this file into this test123, okay, I have copied and spelled it out from where it is, okay, which is currently I'm in this root directory. I have this file, okay, into the destination D drive slash test123. Okay, so it will copy abc.txt into the D drive slash test123 folder. So let's check it out whether what will happen once I press the command. I press enter for this command. It says one file copy. All right, so I do a directory again to see if the file is still existing in my root directory. Yep, it is still inside. Okay, let me check the content. Is it the same? Type abc.txt. Yep, there is a fox that jumps over the fence. I'm going to now change directory to test123, which is the folder or the directory that I created. Okay, run a directory /w to list the files. Yes, it's inside. Prove that it's the exact file that I have just copied over. Yep, there is a fox that jumps over the fence. Okay, guys, so have fun with this DOS command. Okay, try to explore a bit on the basic commands that we have. Okay, and till the next lesson, we will explore a bit on a more complicated relative and absolute